Bill admits he made a mistake. Dani tries to sign a new hot thing. And Leslie is still delusional and diabolical. What's good, y'all? She gets this Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Beyond the Gates video. And in this one, I'm breaking down season 2, episode number 19. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, turn on your bell notifications so you don't miss the moment I post new Beyond the Gates content and conversations. And we start this episode off with Dani and Vernon checking in with one another down at the country club. I always enjoy seeing them in scenes together. Their little daddy-daughter time is always so cute. Dani is so dutiful. They're talking about his political career, reminiscing on Dani not choosing to follow his footsteps. Dani makes a note of like, yeah, at one point I thought that Nicole was going to be the one to go and follow political pursuits. But Vernon reassures her like, yeah, we knew that she would be doing something else to help people. So her becoming a therapist was always, or psychologist was always something that was better suited for her, which I thought was very interesting in conversation. I love just the affirmation and validation that comes by way of this conversation, because Vernon is talking about how his daughters are so different yet so perfectly uniquely themselves, but then they also fit so beautifully together in their sister relationship, and he loves that they have one another. I've been talking about that over the last couple breakdowns about how I really enjoy them together when we get to see them debriefing and everything. So it's a really like nice little intro into the episode that I really enjoy. Now, while this conversation is happening, we also get Eva and Leslie over at Orphe Jeans. So we get Eva back, and we haven't seen her in quite a few episodes. And I'm still on her ass, y'all. I'm still on Eve's ass because Leslie admits that Marcel is short term and Ted is the ultimate goal. To which all Eva got is like, but mama. And then Leslie says, Shanice is just a palate cleanser. And you know that something is in the works. Like, you figured out that your mother is not exacting a plan right now towards the Duprees, but you know she has her eyes set on Shanice. So there's a plan in motion about Shanice. And all you got is, but mama. And y'all want somebody to give this girl sympathy and give this girl grace. Meanwhile, she's not doing anything to actively deactivate her damn mama. All she's doing is providing her mother with additional intel so she can go on being a damn demon in this community. And then she screams, oh, mama, but mama. No. I'm so annoyed. And I love looking at Eva. I love Amber that plays Eva. But Eva as a character can still go to hell right along with her goofy ass mama, because until she takes up arms against her mama, until she figures out how she's going to try to counteract her mama, you can still love her to death, but still try to counteract the diabolicism that she deploys in this community. Until she gets to doing that, she ain't gonna see no damn grace and or sympathy and or concern and or compassion from me. Especially when we get to the end and we get to see Kat yucking it up with Iziah, and they having innocent big fun down there at the Uptown. And she walks in the season and she gets all hot and bothered, all agitated. What you doing that for, Eva? Why are you annoyed? Why you caught off guard? Why is your anxiety building? You think that your dear ass half sister would do the same thing that you did to her? Lucky for us, Kat ain't that type of girl. But I love that you are stressed about it. I love that you are annoyed about it. I love that this is causing you some type of angst because you deserve it. Since nobody wants to hand over any type of accountability to her, everybody wants to assuage her guilt and excuse her bullshit because of who her mama is. I love that we are getting these little moments of karma and or reckoning where Kat is over here having a platonic conversation about whether Iziah is going to take the modeling gig with Dani or not. It looks like it's something else to her, and it looks like it's something else to you because you slept with your sister's boyfriend and you never really atoned for it. Moving on. Ashley and Derek, child, when I tell y'all I tuned out during their scenes, Derek comes in here, tries to pick a fight with Grayson. He basically is getting his all clear papers, but you know, he still has some residual spinal issues that is putting him in a position where the firehouse is forcing him into retirement. He's salty about that. But when he walks into the hospital, he sees Ashley and Grayson flirting with one another at the nurse's station. So he decides to puff his chest out and almost come to blows with Grayson. So Ashley got to jump in the damn middle. And then he apologizes after Ashley checks him like, oh, it's not you. We know that you're projecting with your little angry ass. Like, but also, and honestly, my first thought is like, why are you here? But he's there to get his last sign off from his doctor. So okay, cool. Maybe we won't be seeing you walk into this damn hospital anymore. But you're gonna have to go find something else to do. And then we get the Ashley comforting him, and he always wanted to be a firefighter, and he's now getting depressed because he can't be a firefighter anymore, and this is all he ever wanted to do. And I'm just like, Ashley, you like the attention. And honestly, that was so immediately clear to me, because when Grayson jumped up into Derek's face and was like not backing down, you look at Ashley, she's in the background, she got a little smirk on her face, like she was getting aroused by this. And I get it. Sometimes it does, that kind of stuff does it for a girl, but girl, this, to me, that makes her look bad, because this gives you just like the damn attention. You don't want to be with Derek. You know that Derek want to be with you, and you're going to keep offering up the olive branch. Now she's talking about something. We're going to figure out how we can get you back in that firehouse. Who the hell is we? Y'all are not in a relationship anymore. He gets all excited. We. So now you're dangling the carrot, which is yourself, in front of him, knowing that his ass wants you. Grayson is over there looking like, okay, well, what the hell is going on over here? And you're now going to teeter the fence in between the two because you like the attention that it gets. This is why I tell y'all these women are dangerous. Are you moving on or are you not? And it's one thing to care about Derek, cool, but caring about him is also allowing him to be free, not enabling his bullshit, not enabling his coddling and victim ass mentality, because all of this stuff that he's in, he brought it upon his goddamn self. But whatever, not enabling in this way and sticking with your damn decision. You keep wanting to be Captain Save-A-Ho in Derek's damn life, and this is the reason why y'all were damn near married, because you allowed the engagement, or you were proposed to him after you turned down his damn engagement, knowing damn well you don't want to be with that man. Every time you turn around, you were running back to keep the hope alive with him. That is dangerous and diabolical. And Ashley needs to be a damn shame to herself. If I was Grayson, I would walk away, because the girl was playing games. And she looks all sincere, like, oh, well, I care about you, Derek. You can care about him and throw up a prayer. You can care about him and write a nice little letter to his chief or something, and maintain your damn distance, because it's very clear the boy came into the hospital ready to fight a professional at the hospital over you, and now you're gonna sit here, take up all this time and stroke his goofy ass ego and give him hope by talking about we. Actually, you know what the hell you doing, and you wrong for doing it. I'm gonna just go ahead and leave that there and move on, because the biggest thing about this damn episode is Bill Hamilton. Whether it's Bill shutting down Haley because he can't get it up for her ass no more, or Bill running into Vernon and Vernon telling him what it is and what it ain't, or Bill having a daddy-daughter moment with Chelsea, which is so damn endearing. He was just the standout of the whole damn episode. We also get a moment where Dani ran into Lynette and Haley down at the smoothie shop, and that was interesting. Lynette being starstruck, or was she acting? I don't actually know, but that to me was very intriguing. Haley, I was about to say, Haley, why are you still meeting up with Lynette? We don't get any conversation or the rest of the conversation of Haley and Lynette after the whole run-in, because Dani has a moment, puts Haley to shame, makes fun of Haley not having no damn friend. And don't. But I'm like, okay, Haley actually does have to meet with her if she's trying to get Lynette's case done pro bono. Anyway, back to Bill. Bill ass is sulking. Haley tries to sleep with him, doesn't succeed in the office, and he's like, we'll do it later. She poisons him with the little drops, and honestly, y'all, she is definitely going overboard in how much she's giving him, because he's now starting to feel effects immediately. He stumbles into the damn country club, which is where he runs into Vernon, and I thought we was gonna have a moment like where Vernon can register that Bill is not okay physically, but then that shifts because he like recovers and no, Vernon, I'm fine. And I would just wanted to tell you that I think I made a mistake leaving my daughter. Leaving your daughter. You think you made a mistake leaving Dani Dupree? You think? By now, you should know. And Vernon makes no qualms about getting him together. Bill, at the start of that conversation, he says, who would I be if I had the luxury of being raised by you? And y'all, the dialogue for Bill in this episode to me was just too good, because even with that statement in and of itself, I'm like, damn, I go to a whole bunch of different places of like what's happening in Bill's psyche. Like, I do believe that Bill loved Dani as best he could, or what he knew love to be, but I also believe that he is jealous of Dani, and I do believe that he wanted the life that Dani had. So it's hard when you are deeply in love with somebody, or you believe yourself to be in love with somebody as best as you can, because he could also not really know love based off of how he was raised, right? But you're also jealous of that person, and maybe those are the things that were competing in his mind, in his heart, while he was navigating that marriage, which led him to betray her in the ways that he did. To me, it's just, that's such a deep thing to say, of like him looking at Bill looking at Vernon and saying, who would I be if I was raised by you? And like in a longing way, and in a I desire that, and like he almost regrets who his real father is. Vernon tells him also in that conversation, you put Dani on a pedestal to keep her from shining. And when he said that, I said, oh wow. And that, I think, is like along the lines of the whole like Madonna complex that some men have, where they put their wives or they put their love interest into this space or on this pedestal or on this box as if they're perfect, as if they're untouchable, but it's also to keep them controlled and to keep them contained. And then they separate their wives from their sexual desires, from their fantasies, and they cannot actually act out those things with these women because of the mental boxes or compartmentalization that they create in their minds. Now, Vernon don't go as far as to say that, but when Vernon said that statement of you put Dani on a pedestal to keep her from shining, that's where my mind went. And that to me led to like, yeah, you know, he was jealous of her. It's almost like you married her to take her place. Did you marry her because you wanted Vernon? But I struggle with like committing to that as being the sole reason why he married her, because I do believe that Bill loved Dani as best as he could. And I want to focus in on y'all of me saying the best he could, because for me, there's a very real difference in you really loving somebody and you loving somebody the best you can if you don't have a true grasp on what real love is. And that is a prevalent thing that I think happens more often than not. I think that we give too much credit to people who say I love you when the person who's saying I love you could not even really know what love is. And they think that they love you, but the things that they do, the way that they talk, how they treat you and how they make you feel is 100% not love. And we can go back to, you know, episode 18, or was it 17 or 18, where we were seeing Chelsea and Madison go back and forth. And Madison was telling her like, this that you're saying right now is not love, it's fear. And being able to discern when something is actually love versus somebody just saying it's love is important. And I thought it was so powerful. Like, we have known for a while that Bill regrets leaving Dani and wants Dani back. But to have him articulate in this episode, I think I made a mistake leaving Dani, was powerful. And I'm like, about damn time you said it, because we know that you have been feeling it. And it's like, now what are you going to do? And when he runs into Chelsea later on in the episode, he tells her like, I've been trying to make it right and I've been trying to do better by your mom. And she's like, I know, I see it. And my thing is like, to what end? What is your ultimate goal? You've made this mistake. You realize you made this mistake. You're trying to do better, but what is the ultimate result of the doing better? Is it you're trying to do better because you want her to take you back? You're trying to do better because you want to be a part of this family again, but you will respect her not ever being able to take you back? Like, what does that actually look like? And I don't know if Bill has thought this through to that point. I think that he's just going off of his impulses and his feelings right now. And Haley is not helping, because Lord, the shininess that wore off of this little new toy, the child bride, and he is completely uninterested. Last episode, he faked sleep so that he had to sleep with her. In this episode, he flat out told her no, that they wasn't gonna have sex in this office, and he down at the damn country club confessing to Vernon that he made a mistake, only for Vernon to get him together. Now, what stood out to me when he was talking to Chelsea is that he said that it seems like he was humoring me from the jump, and he was talking about Vernon. And I was like, I don't like that. I don't like that he internalized what Vernon said in reference to Vernon being disappointed in him and being ashamed of him. Because Bill makes a point of saying, I'm the man I am because of you. And Vernon's like, well, you think that that's a compliment, but it's not. I'm disappointed in you and all of that. And then when he's talking to Chelsea, he's like, yeah, he was just humoring me all along. It's like, no, he did consider you a son. We get a flashback in this episode where we get to see Bill and Vernon after a squash game, and he calls him son, and Bill is just so enamored by that statement. He's like, I would never get used to you or never get enough of you calling me son. And he takes so much pride and so much joy in it. I don't think that Vernon was humoring him. I think that at the beginning of their relationship, when he first married into the family, he did see Bill as a son, and that's why he brought him into the country club. When they reminisced on that, how he brought him into the country club, introduced introduced him, showed him around, explained certain things, taught him squash, like imparted in him in ways that he would a son. And there was a time where Vernon considered him the son that he never had. But he destroyed that when he decided that he was going to cheat on his daughter, when Bill decided that he was going to lie to his daughter, when he decided that he was not going to uphold the vows that he had said to his daughter on that wedding day, when he decided that he wanted to ask Vernon for Dani's hand, and he charged himself for the rest of his life to be her caretaker, only to drop the damn ball. So what I need from Bill, and like taking accountability and realizing your mistake, is also checking your hubris. Like, to say that Vernon was just humoring you is a lie, because they welcomed you in, they gave you the keys to the kingdom, and you tried to burnish down because you came from a place where you did not know family, you don't know loyalty, you don't know love to the degree that the Duprees operate and expect. And we all make mistakes because we're human, but like, that is the part that I think that Bill is missing. And it's so interesting because people get mad at me when I say that I like the Bill character, because I do. I really like being able to watch a man go through the journey of like discovery, of atonement, of accountability, because I don't think it's as prevalent or normalized as it should be. Like, in our patriarchal society, it's too often that we give men the go ahead, or just so much excuses for the things that they do that are very hurtful or destructive to our families, to our communities, to our personhood, when at the end of the day, they need to be held accountable just like the rest of us are held accountable. Women struggle with the consequences of their decisions all the time, but we're supposed to make it a soft place to land when men make terrible decisions and the consequences come to bite them in the ass. No, you need to be uncomfortable with your consequences as well. You need to feel the shame. You need to feel the guilt. This is how you learn to do better. This is how you learn that you don't want to be this type of man. You don't want to be a liar. You don't want to be a cheater. By sitting with those consequences, sitting with the stigma, sitting with all of the things that come from you choosing to do this thing, you realizing all that entails, and then deciding, hey, I don't want to be that. And maybe you can never be right again with that particular person or in that particular setup, but you live and you learn from that, from the full experience of that, to go want to be better with somebody else maybe. That's my take on it. Now, is Iziah going to model for Dani? I don't know, but it seemed like she was tapping on his little trigger, his little spot there. He got a little insecurity, a little hole in his self-esteem as it pertains to like being validated and being seen. And this is all due to his goofy ass daddy. And when Dani tells him that he has not been celebrated enough, that's something twinkles in his damn eye, because he like, you know what, you damn right, my father don't respect me. Now, he don't say all of this, but that's what's percolating in his mind, or what it looks like to me. So I think that ultimately he is going to wind up signing up to be a model. I don't think that he's going to walk away from Banner completely immediately, but I do think that he's going to lean into the idea of being celebrated, being appreciated in this regard, and it's going to be a way that he combats his daddy issues tied to the lack of affirmation that Elon has given him. My girl Kat is still cute, supportive. Like, she's having a conversation at the top of the episode with Chelsea, because Chelsea is struggling behind her failed proposal, and Chelsea is a hot mess. I don't even know what to say about Chelsea, because she's all over the damn place. She's saying that she wanted to take the proposal back, but she actually does mean it. So she wants to fix it, and she wants to be together, and she's saying that, oh, Madison thought that I was choosing party favors over her. No, that's what you was damn saying. You just wanted her to accept it, and she couldn't accept it, so that's what you're doing. And Kat is there trying to be supportive, but also trying to hold her accountable, doing the best that she possibly can. And I really enjoy where we're at with the Kat character. While she doesn't have a lot going on in this episode, she has enough. She immediately jumps to conclusions when she initially sees Dani and Iziah chatting, and she's just like, what the hell's going on here? Which also is just like little subtle additions to her storyline, specifically with her in the mindset of like prudence, and you know, she's already in this judgmental place about her mama, and then she's looking over at Dani like, oh my God, auntie, please don't be over here trying to push up on this man. And it's like, and I love that Dani came over like, why is the first place that you go to the bed? Like, what's going on? And that is we're at the precipice right now of Kat walking into further examining her beliefs, her mindset, her ideologies around sex, and specifically Nicole talked about it, about like what's going on with your situation with sexual shame. Now, we don't get a ton of that unpacked here, but to me, there's the nuances of that and how she responded to Dani placed into this episode. So they're doing good. They're doing a really good job, clicking on all cylinders. Those are my thoughts on the episode. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. It's your good sis you love talk TV with, and I'll see you in the next one.